Welcome to Connect the Dots, a podcast where we unlock the stories that connect each and every one of us. Hosted by me, Zach Day, in partnership with Kenect Nashville. How do you connect?
How do you connect? That's the age-old question, folks. Welcome back to Connect the Dots podcast. My hat is falling off. Wait a second, this is uncomfortable. Okay, we look good. How's everybody feeling out there? Hope y'all are doing good. Listen, y'all, if you're watching, you may notice that we're in a different location. I kind of got my sign here. It's kind of like not looking too cute, but anyway, it looks cute in person, and that's really important to me. Anywho, yes, y'all, this is my first episode coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm in Kenect, Phoenix now. And yes, if you can hear someone else on the podcast right now, I do have a wonderful guest, and I'm so excited to have you here. This is Jamme Alexander Collins.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, dude.
So
Jamme
excited.
is such a sweetheart. We finally met. We've been in email communication for the past little bit, and she is just awesome. I finally got to meet her when I came to Phoenix. I've been here since the beginning of the month, so it's been a couple weeks, but it still feels super new. But I got to meet Jamme at a party that she was bartending here at the building in the backyard, as it's called.
Yes.
And just immediate wonderful energy. Loved meeting you. And I was like, well, I'm so glad we're gonna have her on the podcast today. So Jamme is you're just a multifaceted person. You do a lot of different stuff. So let me just let you introduce yourself.
Myself.
Tell the followers and the listeners who you are, where you come from. Give me a little background on yourself, Jamme.
Okay. Well, my name's Jamme Alexander Collins. I'm married. I have a husband, been married for 12 years. We met in high school.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
We've been together for a long time.
Wow.
I say it's like like we've been through all phases of
Right.
life at this point.
Right.
I'm 39 now, so we met a long time ago, I feel like.
You guys know each other.
We know each other.
Yeah.
I have 3 children, a daughter that's 14, and 2 little boys, Legend and Lido. And they're
I love those names.
7, so it's Alexia, Legend, Lido.
Cute.
And he's Legend 7 and Lido's 5.
Lido, how do you spell it?
Leto.
L-E-T-O. Oh, that's so cute.
Lido Hayes.
Lido Hayes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a star.
Yep, and it's Alexia Love.
Oh, these are
We
star
picked some
names.
fun names.
Yeah, and then Legend.
And then we got Legend,
that's so good.
He stands by himself. So. And I'm kind of new here to Arizona, like you. I've only been here 4 years this year. And I came down here because I'm such like an opportunist. I've been an entrepreneur forever, like my whole life.
Just a hustler.
Hustler, yeah. Artist, like, so when you said when you said you're into music, I was like, oh God, this is gonna be a fun interview.
Oh yeah.
So my dad was the lead singer of a band my whole life. So I grew up with the band in my basement.
Hey.
My uncle was the drummer.
I love that.
Yeah, I'd be downstairs singing with him. And then it grew into, I went into swing choir, and I did all the theater and all, I did that all through high school, and I did dance, and I also did sports. So I played soccer for 8 years, volleyball and basketball.
So you're a jack of all trades.
I am.
kind of thing.
And I'm like a busybody. So
Me too.
I always have to do something.
Me too.
So that's why I've done everything. I feel like at this point. So bartending was like,
It's just on the list.
yeah, it's just on the list of things that I can do. So
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I mean, like, how do you feel about the whole jack of all trades thing? Because I feel like I'm the same way. Kind of just tried a little bit of everything growing up. I enjoyed it all. I was pretty good at everything that I tried. And I think that it's good, but sometimes for me, I'm like, man, like, I don't know. How do you feel about it? Because, like, it does give you a good way to have a conversation with just about anybody.
Yep.
But sometimes I feel like, man, like, I'm kind of, like, good at everything, but not great at one thing or something like that. It can be hard.
I've had those, like, conversations with myself, too. Like, am I ever going to just, like, stick to one thing and stick it out?
Yeah.
Because then I get bored easily. So I'm always coming up with new things. So it's hard for me to, like, work for people.
Me too.
It's very hard.
Yeah, I get
That's
that.
why I've always, like,
What's your sign?
I'm an Aries.
Okay, period.
I'm a leader.
Yeah. Sagittarius, so I'm like free
yeah.
spirit.
You're just
like,
we get along. I
Yeah,
can tell
totally.
already. Yeah. You can tell when you said you were an artist, I was just like, okay, immediately I'm like, okay, we're going to connect. We're
No,
going to
I
know a lot
know.
about each other, because it's hard to be in that lane if you're not an artist.
100%.
So
Yeah.
people don't
you get
understand it unless you're an artist.
And then, did you say where you grew up?
Oh, so I was born in Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Oh, Iowa.
Random, I know. Grew up in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's where I met my husband. So my parents separated when I was like 13, and they both moved to Iowa in college. So my dad's from Texas and my mom's from Washington, D.C. So when they moved to Iowa for college, that's kind of when me and my brother were created, and we grew up in Iowa. But I was right on the border between Iowa and Nebraska, so there was just the Missouri River.
Yeah.
You cross the river and you can get into Nebraska.
Is it? I don't think I've ever been up there. Is it beautiful up there?
It's
or is it
gorgeous. Well, after being here so long, I'm like, it's all green. Like, and you don't notice that until you leave.
Yeah.
But it's all green. A lot of lakes, a lot of rivers, just a lot of greenery.
Yeah, no, I love that. Like, just lush.
Yes,
like, that's
it's
kind of
all
how
lush.
Kentucky is
Yeah.
too. And so, like, being here, don't get me wrong. Like, there is. I mean, you look outside the window. There's huge mountains and
Yeah,
stuff here,
yeah.
but then there's also a lot of desert, just flat too. So it's kind of like
Dryness.
and dry,
Yeah.
no green really,
Yep.
unless you know where to go look for it. So it is. It's a huge change for me. I'm kind of having a little culture shock because I do miss the trees and stuff like that. However, I will say my allergies have cleared up a lot.
Have they?
So,
Well, they either get really bad here,
Yeah.
or it's like complete opposite. Like, I'm fine allergy wise, but my daughter's complete opposite. So
really?
yeah.
Oh my God. I hope I don't like develop a new allergy, because my allergies, girl, messed up.
Yeah.
Messed up. And so, like, Kentucky, I mean, my whole life, my doctors were like, you got to get him out of here. To my mom and them. And they're like, oh, right. Well, what are we going to do? Move across the country? I'm like, I will.
Right.
Because I can't breathe.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm going.
Yeah. So it's a trip. But okay, so you grew up in Iowa.
Yeah.
And then did you go to school there? Were you there until just 4 years ago?
Yeah,
when you
no.
moved here?
So yeah, I was in Iowa, Nebraska area till 4 years ago. But went to school there, went to college. Was really an artist. I got into painting real heavy back in 2014, 15. And kind of just, that's where my like entrepreneurial, like, I can do this on my own. I don't have to work for anybody.
Right.
That's where those thoughts started coming. I'm like, people are buying my canvases. They're like commissioning my canvases. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah, I got into selling, and then I was like, well, what if I started like taking pictures of this? So I hired a photographer. He started taking pictures of my pictures.
Yeah.
And we started putting them on shirts, and we made socks, and we started doing that. And then I would just jump into vendor events and start selling like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get to travel a lot or do any like
just in the Midwest?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but still, I mean, that's
I kind
cool.
of stayed in the Midwest. I did go to Art Basel in
Okay.
Miami one year, like just to kind of see how it was.
Yeah.
And it was so hard.
Oh, really?
Like taking our work down there, and just trying to get in somewhere to like set up.
Yeah.
It was like so hard unless you know somebody.
No, I get that. Like, I mean, it's even hard for me with like my merch and stuff like that. And just like, because I fly around a lot, but I've got like my, you know, I got shirts and CDs and records and stuff like that I try to like travel with. But if you're flying a lot, it's like I just have to have a whole nother like suitcase with just like merch
Ship
in
it before.
or
Like,
ship it.
you
Yeah,
gotta-
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't got no time for all that. But I do want to make some money from it. But at the same, because you know I spent a lot of time on it. But I'm just like, I just can't take it. I need somebody to do this for me. I need an assistant.
I always say I need a team. I tell my
No, I
husband
need
all
my
the time.
team,
I'm like, I
yeah.
need like 4 of me. If I can get 4 more, including you, I tell my because I'm not paying you. Like,
Right.
however, it's cheaper.
Right, I can't afford to pay a team, but I need a team.
Right,
you
but
know?
I need a team, like, to get ahead.
Right. So that's cool. Yeah, I did see your photo that you sent me. Maybe we can pop it in here in the podcast or post it. But of you just like painting. So what kind of painting were you doing? What kind of art were you doing?
So
Like,
that one was of Prince. It was it's like the third eye. He had his 3-eyed glasses on.
okay,
so
okay.
I
Nice.
did that one, but I have a ton. A lot of my paintings are very bright in
Mm-hmm.
color. I didn't really realize till after I started painting. I looked back at everything and I'm like, oh, is that like what's in my mind?
Well, maybe.
I guess that's what I was like
Yeah.
projecting, but it was like all color. A lot of it was like my first portrait was a Buddha, like a
Okay.
bright
That's
blue
peaceful.
one. Very peaceful.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that because
And
some people's inner thoughts are not that
dark.
Yeah,
They're very dark. That's why I was like, I look back and I was like proud of myself.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
thank God that's what it was on.
I think that's what came out.
Right.
That's probably a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize, like, until you're older, like, what you were really on back in your early 20s. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how old you are, but
I'm 30.
Oh, okay, then you know.
So I know.
You
And
know.
I like will find like old journals or songs I've written something. I'm just like, okay, we were having a moment. Yeah. Well, that's cool. And do you still paint and draw and do some art and stuff?
I do.
or no?
So being here, it's the weather's so different. Paint acts different here.
Wow.
It's like, yeah. And you, like where I was back home, I had a whole space, like a whole room just dedicated to my art. So here I don't have that yet. As I kind of get my feet in and we grow a little bigger here, I'm going to get my art room back.
Yeah,
and,
little studio.
Yep, get my own studio and
That's
do all
awesome.
that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, girl, you can and oh my God, Jamie
yeah.
brought me a little gift.
I
too.
did.
And it says trees natural and it looks like it's like some
Yeah. So
room and
that's-
body mist.
That's a room and body mist, and the other one's just a roll-on. What we are known for, though, and I'm gonna bring one for you because I hand make everything.
Oh my gosh.
And it's to order. So
Oh, nice.
when an order comes in on the website, I just go make it. And what we're known for is our 3-in-1 massage oil candles.
I love candles.
So
Don't get me
it's-
started, girl.
You
I
can
love
light
candles.
it, and then I give you a little wooden spoon, and you can dip it and rub it on your skin. It's all
No
organic.
way.
Yeah, so all of our products are all organic. I just use hemp oil. That's like the base, so it's THC free for those
Okay.
who are worried about that.
Can I just rub this on myself?
That one's
Gosh,
eucalyptus
it
mint.
smells so good.
And I was like, I didn't know what scent that you liked.
Oh,
so
this
when
is
I
nice.
make your candle, I'll make it in a scent that you like.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I love candles. I have podcast candles. Like I've almost brought some down here too because I like to just scent can really change the game.
It changes your mood.
It can change your mood.
Yep.
It really brings a memory. It like
does.
cements a memory in your mind.
Yep.
Yeah, you know.
I know.
So I always have candles lit constantly. So yes,
Yeah.
I want one of those candles.
I'll make you one.
Oh my God, that sounds so
Yeah.
fun. Okay, and well, this smells really good.
Yeah.
It's just like an essential oil.
Yeah,
or-
it's just an essential
okay.
oil and like distilled water. Once you figure out how to make it,
smells
you
so
just see it's like
good.
super easy.
And then where can people get this stuff?
Trees, TREEZ.store.
Trees.store. That's such a cute name
Trees
too.
dot store.
Trees. I love that. Well, thank
And
you.
it's owned by me and my husband. I make my
Okay.
kids help me. So.
Good. Put them to work.
Yeah, I want to teach them early.
Yeah, give them a good work ethic.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go from this. So you were doing art and stuff, and that was all back in Iowa, right?
That was in Iowa.
Okay, so then how did you convince your man to move out to Arizona?
So there
Or
really,
vice versa,
there
maybe.
really was no convincing. I just move, and he's like, "Okay, we're going."
Whoa, give me a man like that.
Right. So and I mean, I don't know if you know a lot about signs. He's a Libra. He's my complete opposite.
Okay.
So I'm like the risk taker, the go. I can, like, he'll come up with an idea, I'll have it done tomorrow.
Right.
Where he's the other one, he's complete opposite of me. He'll think of an idea, and 5 years later, we'll still be thinking about that idea.
Okay.
So I'm
interesting.
like his yang to his yang. Like,
Yeah.
I had to like make him move
that's
here.
good.
It's great for
Opposites
us.
yeah, it's like an opposites attract thing, right?
That's why we've like lasted so long, because like opposites attract, and you got to find somebody that like actually wants to like
Right.
wants
it takes
to change.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Wants
what you
to
mean.
change, I guess. And I can humble myself all day. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I can slow down and I can be patient, which is what I need to work on.
Okay.
Is being patient.
Okay. Me too. No, for real.
He slows me down a little bit.
But that's good because it's
great.
about balance.
Yeah.
And you gotta so anyway, you were just like, I'm going to Arizona.
Yep. I'm like, let me back up. I went to school for commercial drone software development.
Oh yes. I
That
did see
was
that in your
in 2018. I had a friend who graduated from Howard University, and he opened up his own school, his
Amazing.
own engineering school.
That's so cool.
Complete genius, dude.
Oh yeah.
And he like came to me like, I want you to be one of the students, like one of the first students to go through the school. It'll be all government funded as long as you're not working, because I just had 2 kids. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not working right now. I
Right.
can't afford to go to school. He was like, no, that's where I need you. You're not working, so I can get everything paid for.
That's amazing.
Right,
You gotta
so
gotta take that opportunity in
I
a way.
went through, everything was paid for. They gave me a drone. They gave me all of my hardware. They gave me everything for free. And I got the education. So
amazing.
Yeah, I went and so commercial drone software developer. I started flying drones. I went and got my FAA pilot license.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I jumped into like embedded systems and working on the computer. It's like the embedded system that's in the Teslas that make it autonomous.
Okay.
So we started programming those systems.
Have you taken the Waymo here?
I have not yet. It's so crazy because I talk about it all the time and I still haven't taken it yet.
Okay, you need to try that. I'm just curious about your thoughts on that because now that
it.
I know,
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to hear what you think.
I'll try it, yeah, for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then, so okay, you were going to school for that. You finished with that in
Finished
Iowa.
that, and that's actually what brought me here.
Okay.
So that's why I ended up in Arizona because like all these companies were hiring. Like it's like the new Silicon Valley for tech.
Oh, you know, that's true. I have noticed that.
Yep,
there's a lot of like
ton of
architecture, a lot of tech, a lot of
ton of tech people here.
Okay, cool.
So they're all coming from Cali because the land is a little cheaper here to build. Like if they want to build warehouses and stuff like that. So
for now,
a lot for now, right? Yeah. It's cheaper than Cali.
than Cali.
But they're coming here, so I was like, okay, I can at least get in the realm of like what I'm doing right now. And then we got here, and I'm like, I don't know how I even got back into bartending. I had always worked in restaurants and wait staff and bartending back at home. But I came here and, that's what happened. I was talking to somebody on Facebook, this guy, and he was like, hey, I need bartenders for an event. There's a wedding coming up. Does anybody have their bartending license? And I'm like, I do. And he's like, well, you go do this event. I'll pay you, I think he said $25 an hour, and you can keep all your tips.
Okay.
I was like, okay, that's enticing.
Yeah.
So I went. I think I stayed 4 hours. So I made like a quick $85, whatever it was. But the tip, I left with like 300 in tips. So like in 3 or 4 hours, I made
you made
like
some good
$400 and some dollars.
Yeah, that's great.
So I was like, okay.
You're like, let me get back into this.
Let me get back into this and see what, do I want to go work at Intel and be behind a desk and code? Because that's what I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
And then my kids are going to be in daycare.
Okay.
And like my lifestyle changes at that point. I'm not free anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm a big thing on freedom.
Yeah.
And
just kind of making your own schedule.
Making my own schedule. How can I make my own money to where I can pick my kids up every day and be there for them? So that's where mobile bartending, creating Zen events came.
That's so great.
Yeah, I went and got my bar management license. I had to take like four 4-hour exams to get for both of them to get my licensing just to be able to pop up here and bartend.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was crazy. But after doing that, now I'm like completely booked throughout the year.
Good.
All word of mouth because I don't do a lot of promoting. You know, I'll do these events and make a little video and post it, but it's pretty much word of mouth at this point. Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like I'm at everybody's wedding.
Right.
Like I'm crying.
You're fully invested.
Literally like fully invested in these people's lives, and I met them last night.
Right. You're like, this is beautiful. No, I know how that is because
I'm an easy crier too.
Me
so
too.
I'm just like.
Me too. No, literally, I cry more than I should.
Everything.
But yeah, just because I get emotional about stuff. But you know,
it's healthy.
I think it's healthy. It's all about balance.
It
bro.
is.
That's
You
what
gotta
I'm
get it
saying.
out.
But yeah, so like I used to do a lot of weddings too as a singer because I was in wedding bands and stuff throughout college and.
That's so funny. I could totally picture
it's
you.
work.
Yeah.
But I would always get dressed up really cute and go and sing. And I loved it because it was a quick, like $300-400.
Quick money.
Just to go sing. But it'd be the same thing. I'd be like, I don't even know these people. I'd be singing the father-daughter dance. And I'd be like, oh my God, this is really beautiful. This is so special.
Right.
Meanwhile, it's like these really rich people that are just like...
that could afford to hire you
100%.
to come sing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. And then so... you came here to do some of the stuff with the tech and everything, and then you got involved in the bartending, and now. So, are you still gonna do some of the drone stuff?
Yeah.
Tech stuff?
So I'm always. I feel like no matter what I start, my toe's always in that business.
You're dipping your toe in.
Trees is the same way. Like I started that during COVID.
Yeah.
I found out really quick through vendor events. I make a lot of money selling essential oils and stuff. Like it's insane.
And candles and stuff.
It's insane how much money you can make. I did one vendor event in Iowa and I sold like 900 worth in 3 hours.
That's amazing.
So
whoa.
That's one thing, right? And then, the tech is a little bit more long-term on the projects we'll create and the partnerships and stuff like that. It's more like you got to meet people and it's kind of long-term. where bartending is like right now. It's the money that keeps me going, pays our bills right now.
Wow.
So yeah, I just
That's so cool.
all these,
but that is a hustler mentality.
Yeah.
I like that because I'm about the money.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I just want to be able to support myself. But I'm the same way as like, you know, I don't really like being in an office 24/7. Just me. I mean, some people may thrive in that sort of environment. I really don't.
Yeah. And
so that's why I'm like so lucky and blessed to be able to do what I'm doing. And here I am in Phoenix.
Look at you.
And I'm living the dream. Yeah. And that's because of that hustler mentality. Because I've always just put myself out there. I put the work in. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. So you know all about that. And that's what you got to do. And like now we can just do what we want. And that's great. Yeah. And we're both multifaceted.
I know.
Which I love.
I love that.
And I love having conversations with people about that. So, but I do have a lot of questions about some of your bartending experiences because I mean that's how we met. Right. And like you do a lot of bartending here at Kenect for the private events. And I actually had another bartender on the show a few weeks ago that was one of the bartenders at our Nashville events. She's awesome, Denise. But for some reason, that was a great conversation. And she's the same way. Yeah. She was like doing like, she was like, yeah, and I'm a flamethrower. Or she's like, I did the circus for a while, and I did this, and I'm just like,
I feel like bartenders like are the most interesting people once you start talking to them. Like sometimes I like to like not say I'm a bartender because then people are like, oh, what else did you do?
Right, because you know that
it's here comes. Yeah.
So were you like, how did you start bartending? Because I guess you did some like. You said you worked in restaurants and stuff like that, but you were like, well, I want to go over here and make some money. Yep. Is that how it was?
So throughout like high school into college, like my main source of income was freaking, just wait staff. Like I worked at Olive Garden, California Pizza Kitchen. I think it was Olive Garden where they asked me, would I be interested in bartending? And I started bartending there and I was just like, oh, I can do this. Is easy. Yeah. Like make a little bit more money. But then I never did it again. I went to, there's a private like steakhouse in Omaha called Sullivan's Steakhouse in Nebraska. And I worked there for a little bit. And that's kind of where I got my bartending training from.
Okay.
And then when I moved here and found out like, this is such an opportunistic state. Like you can create anything here and make money. I was just like you can do lobby jams. If you want to do it here, you could do it at 20 other places and that could be a source of income. Right. So I like my mind's always like, okay, how can I create another source of income?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So when I heard of mobile bartending, I'd never heard of mobile bartending. I just heard of a bartender working, at a bar. So here, mobile bartending is huge. There's an app called Thumbtack. I don't know if you've heard of it. I haven't heard
of that, no.
Yeah, if you're from out of town, you don't know.
Okay, this is a private trade secret here.
It's like, I'm going to put a lot of people on game who are entrepreneurs. Because there's an app called Thumbtack, just like your thumb, and you can create a profile on there. And you don't even have to have your license in anything, but as long as you have some kind of, you could put...
Like music.
You're an artist, and they will start hitting you up and asking you to come do things.
Wow.
You can put your own price. So bartending, I start at $65 an hour, and I have a 3-hour minimum. So I won't even come out unless you hire me for 3 hours.
Of course, yeah. This is like your freelance, right?
All
just
freelance.
Jamme.
Yeah, this is just me. And that's
awesome.
That's kind of where I turned it into, okay, I need a company. I need to start a Zen Events. So that's where that came from.
Okay.
And then I created a team. So I have a team of like 10 bartenders. They're all contracted. And they're just like me. I start attracting other me's.
No, yeah, for sure.
So like my main bartender is a dental hygienist throughout the day, and then we're bartending at night.
Amazing.
And she's like, I just came from Mexico with her. Like we're super tight.
Okay, cool.
So like we're friends, yeah. And then I get hit up by a lot of corporate companies now through Thumbtack. So Golden Goose, we just did them. I've done Jared Jewelry. We just did them. And now we're their main bartenders. We come in and we hold trays of Prosecco and hand them to their customers. And
girl, wait, Thumbtack.
Yeah. Thumbtack.
Okay, I'm downloading that because you know what? It's like
anything you're good at, put a profile up there for.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, anything. So
anything.
I now do wedding coordination.
Okay.
I've coordinated a few weddings.
Okay.
Yep. And what else am I up there for? Bartending and wait staff.
Okay.
And then I have like a team of wait staff. I have like 20 people I can hit up if I ever...
To like kind of cater or just like work?
It'll be me and like I have caterers too. Yeah, so I have a list of caterers that I... In every wedding and party I do, I get the information of the people catering that party, that did the cake.
Yeah.
And I have a Rolodex of all the people I've worked with.
That's awesome. Okay, well, thanks for letting us know about that, because like some people might gatekeep. But you're like, no, that's not what this is about.
There's another one, Gig Salad, G-I-G.
I've heard of Gig Salad.
Gig Salad, and a lot of the wealthy people go to Gig Salad.
Yeah, I've heard of that for like some music stuff. Because to play an event, like music-wise, it's not cheap. So like to do an hour of music is going to cost a lot.
Yeah.
But like people are not often willing to pay that, but maybe on there they would.
Well, and the one thing I'm trying to get good at myself, because I'm such a service person first, is like, don't lose sight of what you're worth. Like
100%.
Yeah. Like, and charge the extra $10 an hour, $20 an hour. Like we're in an area where people will pay it.
100%.
And you're worth that.
No, for sure. And if people are going to go out and try to hire and they want like a good quality, whatever it is.
You're getting my personality. You're getting who I've worked hard to be. Like,
yes. And years of experience.
Yeah.
So like, it's going to be good. Like, I've got great reviews.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to pay for what you get though, because if you want someone cheaper, it might not be as good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's amazing. Okay. So, while bartending, and let me ask you some questions about some of this stuff. So, have you ever had? I have two questions. Have you ever had like an experience or an encounter with like someone really like famous or anything like that? I love like celebrity stories. You don't have to name drop them, but I am wondering sometimes if you've had an experience with someone that you
with bartending. No, but I have not with bartending, but I have. I've met a few. Where did I? This was when I was younger, though. I met Fabulous.
Oh my God, no,
the rapper, yeah.
F-A-B-O.
Yeah, I met him, and we actually hung out. It was like me and a bunch of my girlfriends went to his concert, and then we like hung out and partied afterward.
That's so fun. Okay.
Yeah, so that was like a memorable moment growing up.
Yeah.
But as far as like, no, I haven't like bartended. I did just do when the Super Bowl was here. I got hit up to do all the wait staff and bartending for an NFL Legends brunch.
Okay, yeah, this is what I'm wanting.
Yeah, and we showed up and it was a huge mansion, and all the legends, like retired football players that I had no idea who they were.
Okay, yeah,
because they're like way older.
Yeah.
It was their brunch.
Okay,
so
cool. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, like that's an experience that you might not have gotten otherwise if you weren't doing like a bartending.
I had no idea what it even was till I got.
You're like, yeah, okay.
The people who hired me didn't tell me, and I think that's looking in hindsight, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah. They probably had to sign NDAs and stuff. You know what I mean?
Something.
Have you ever had like what's one of the craziest nights you've experienced behind the bar or at a restaurant or something? If you have any like crazy, like, oh my God, we're like in the weeds. What in the weeds?
In the weeds.
Yeah.
That is a word. A restaurant word.
Yeah.
Oh God, crazy. I just feel like bartending in general,
I bet it can get wild.
It gets wild.
Yeah.
Like, it gets wild because you see the people walk in sober. And, like, by the second or third drink you gave them, they're like a whole different person.
Yeah.
So they're dancing and so it's those. I deal with those stories all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like.
No, yeah, for sure. Have you ever had to like cut people off and stuff like that? Yeah.
All the time. It was just graduation season. So we did a lot of graduation parties and a lot of kids trying to drink, and so
that's wild.
we're carding and wristbanding. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do that. We deal with that a lot.
Have you ever had someone come up to you and be like, okay, can you make me something that will impress me or that will, whatever you think would be cool? Like, have you ever had that
every
happen?
time?
Do you have a go-to for like, okay, this is what I'm going to do?
That drink, yeah, I have that drink I make when people are like, hey, just make me whatever. Yeah. I first find out, like, do you want vodka, tequila, or whiskey? What do you do?
Right.
And then if it's like a tequila, it's like a tequila sunrise. People usually like the tequila and orange juice or tequila and pineapple.
Yeah.
So
that's a good classic.
Yeah. And then a good vodka one is a Sea Breeze, which I do all the time, and it's vodka, pineapple juice, and cranberry juice.
Okay, that sounds delicious as well.
It's super like refreshing and light for the summer. So
okay, I like that.
That's a go-to.
What about? Did you say whiskey too? What's like a
Oh God, your whiskey sours, your
whiskey
old
sour,
fashions.
Old fashioned.
That's a big one for the guys. It's a guy thing.
I like an old fashioned. Yeah, it just feels very classy. Yeah. Like you need like a cigar and like an old fashioned.
I always tell people too when they order, I'm like, I'm not judging you, because you get women that come up, they're like, they try to order the fruity drink and then they're like, can you just do an old fashioned?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're one of those.
Yeah. No, I know. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm just gonna get an old fashioned. But sometimes if I'm drinking like a really fruity drink, I'm like, am I being judged right now?
Right.
But no one's really judging you. I don't think. I think that's just like a stereotype.
It's in your mind.
Yeah, it's just all on yourself. Okay. What are some common challenges that you've had to face in your career? Have you had anything that you've had to overcome?
Oh God, I just had one recently.
Do you want to share?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll show them an open book.
Good. We got the Kenect people walking through. We are in this little office and people can see right out. Sorry.
Yes.
But yeah, please share.
So yeah, right around when I partnered with you guys, another company wanted to partner with me, and it was a group of guys. I'll leave the name out just for personal reasons.
Sure.
But I have found out what it's like to work with a group of guys versus a group of women.
Oh.
I hate to say that, but women are they pay attention to detail. They email right away. Even you email right away.
Well, I'm a girl's girl.
I love it. Like me and you are like, I like people that handle business. We can get to the point and it won't last or drag over a week. Complete opposite with them.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then I came when they actually hired me to be a bar manager over their bar of this new place they opened. And I was like, great. Yeah, sure. Came in. The first day I started, they told me they hired a manager to oversee the bar. So I'm assuming me. And I was like,
you're like, well, then why am I here?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
And I thought I was bar manager.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not real confrontational in the moment. After a while, if I have to ask questions, I'll ask.
Yeah.
But right there, I was like, okay, I guess check one, like a red flag.
Red
I don't
flag.
know. Yeah.
Exactly.
I was so confused. And then, we did the first grand opening event, and they wanted me to tip him out of my pockets of the money we made.
No.
So you're right. In my mind, I'm like, no, but once again, me being like, okay, it's grand opening night.
It's our first time.
I just made them $3,500 in 4 hours at their bar. Right.
I know that's right.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's all coming to me. Because you would think. But obviously I split it with my bartender, Liz, which I love her. She helped me so much that night.
Yeah.
I always do half to her. And then if me and her have to pay the bar backs, we give them $50, $100 each out of our pocket. But then it turned up we had to pay this guy which was really just one of their friends that they threw above us.
Of course.
Right. It was just such a shady
that's
situation.
So annoying. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And it got to a point, I just told him, hey, I don't think this is a good fit for me, and Kenect obviously had been hitting me up more. I'm like, oh, perfect. Like, all my time needs to go where, I'm appreciated.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So I was just like, I kind of backed out of there, but why were they still using my license and running this place for 30 to 45 days after? And they told me they weren't using my license anymore. So I found out by contacting the Department of Alcohol here in Arizona.
Oh my gosh! Wait, no, that's not good.
No, they were like, "Oh, you're still on there as if you're bar manager," so they just didn't take me off.
Oh no, because that could come back on you or something, 100%, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that doesn't sound good.
And I say that all the time. Like if somebody drinks and gets in the car and dies.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That comes back on the bartender.
No.
So
You're like, get me off that.
I flip. I'm like, look, not only am I done here, but you guys need to get me off that.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah,
so there's just little things like, that's not little things.
Yeah, I'm always dealing, when you're a business owner, that, I don't know. Like I said, I just thought that would be like common sense. I'm learning a lot isn't common sense. Like in the business world, people don't treat you fairly. You do have to speak up. You can't be timid.
People will walk over.
They'll walk all over you if you are leading in your heart, which is what I'm a woman. That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, that's what I was going to ask too. Is like as a woman, and you're a minority as well. So like as a woman,
a minority woman, yeah.
Right. Like how has that been for you? Have you seen like that you've had to do things differently?
Yeah. Well, I can definitely see like being a woman in the industry, you're kind of just like, look, like, oh, she's a girl. Like, you're just looked over automatically. It's not until like you put your, like, I'm so blunt and bold. Like I put myself out there and I make it known like, hey, I'm Jamie. I own Zen Events. Like I'll let you know that before you can like build a, like an opinion over me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like me being so forward like that kind of gets me in the door. Like,
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sets the tone,
right?
Too,
lets
like,
you know I'm
don't
here.
Mess with me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've just got a couple more questions for you. It's basically just, one of the big things on this podcast that I like to talk about. Oh my God, I look crazy because my hat.
I'm not even looking at myself at this point.
I'm like, ooh. Sorry for for audio listeners. I look amazing.
Right.
If you're watching the video, no, you didn't. You didn't see that. So I talk a lot about on this podcast, like work-life balance, because as you know, and as someone who's just an artist and someone who's constantly hustling, I also have to have that balance because I think that self-care, relaxing and stuff is like important.
Self-care.
So what kind of things do you do to unwind and find that peace at the end of the day or whenever, like just find that self-care time?
I think mentally I always put myself first.
Good.
And that kind of drives people crazy, but I do. I'm like, I'm not going to let your world come into my world before my world. So I'm always putting myself first every day. So I get up. It's like a new thing me and my husband do, but we go on a 45-minute walk. We try to hit 3 miles every day.
Oh, that's great.
And we just sweat. It's so hot here in Arizona. So it's like, we're not used to the heat here still.
Yeah, you got to get up early.
You got to get up early. Yeah. And our kids have to be at school at 8. Okay. So it's like gives us a reason to like, but it's that like little 45 minutes that it like changes everything.
100%.
It makes your day better.
It sets the tone.
It totally sets the tone for the day. So that's a huge thing that we do in the morning. And then I come back, I stretch, try to do a little yoga, or I sit and I just sit cross-legged because I'm 39. I'm glad I can still sit cross-legged.
Right. Yeah, I know.
So just stretching those areas, and
that's a little meditative too, probably.
all that. Yeah, and staying creative. I noticed in this world that a lot of people do not create their world. And that's what's driving them crazy. They're so focused on everybody else. Right. If you focus on yourself and what you like to do, and just even if like I have 1,000 different businesses, it's because I've been focused on what I like to do. Like, and just they might sit there for a while, but I'm chipping away at them. It's something I can go back to, and I'm creative in that area. And like I just feel like our country's in the world it's in because a lot of people are just so focused on everything else and everyone else. Yeah. If we get creative in ourselves, go write a song.
Right.
How many people just write songs?
Right. Like, and you never know how that will open your mind or your creativity or whatever, and maybe that will become something that you can do to unwind. Now, like for me, I like to do that stuff too. Like I like to journal or like, but lately but that's the thing. I'll try anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I want to. I probably like you too. Is like. I don't want to do anything that I don't want to do. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't want to, if it's going to be miserable for me,
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
Me neither.
Like, I won't put myself in a situation where I'm going to be miserable.
Yep.
So I will do things that I like to do. And like, luckily I do enjoy like working out or yoga and stuff like that. I do enjoy that stuff, running sometimes. But it's like, if I wake up and I'm like, I just don't want to do that today, I'm just not going to do it. That's fine. Yeah. And that's self-care to me.
It is. That is self-care. Like, just sitting there all day is self-care.
That can
if you're a busy person.
If you're a busy person, you need to rest.
Yeah.
And so like, there will be days where I will just be like, you know what? I'm going to just like wake up, I'm going to drink some coffee, I'm going to get some work done, and then I'm going to just relax. Yeah. I took up knitting 2 days ago, and I have already knitted 2 scarves.
That's so awesome, though. That's so cool.
I just sit there. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Like, I'm sitting here listening to an audiobook. I want to do something with my hands, of course, because I have to. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, knitting. Yep. I'm not bad at it, folks. Right. Turns out.
You should make some shorts. Like,
no, I want to. I think I want to make some stuff. Yeah, that would be kind of fire, actually. Or like a little,
with the matching bucket hat.
The
shorts with the matching
bucket hat. And I make it,
hat.
and I'm going to make it into merch, and then I'm going to sell it.
You already know.
Here we go.
Website if you need one.
Right. Okay, so
I think that's what's just now that we're on that topic. So I do all my own websites. I do all my own, like everything behind the scenes. I do everything by myself.
Queen.
Like all the promotional work, the graphics. I do everything. My own logos.
No, I mean, I feel you.
I'm the one that figures it out. Like if I don't know how to do something, I am going to figure it out and do it on my own before I hire
Me too.
somebody to do it.
No, you know, girl,
Yeah.
you know. That's same here. And like
That's an artist though.
It's just a thing. Like I want to have control over it
Creative
a little bit.
control
Yeah,
over
like,
everything.
I just want like if I don't like it, I can just fix it myself. Like whatever. Like I'll just do it to where I'm happy with it. Like setting up all this lighting and stuff. I mean, I did what I had to do.
No, it looks good.
But you know,
Yeah.
It's just I got to do what I got to do.
And you'll grow. Next time I come back, it's gonna be like a forest.
100%. I want to get some. Yeah, I want to get some plants. I want to get some different chairs and stuff like that. But it's just gonna take some time.
Yeah.
But whenever you're your own business, you're doing everything yourself.
You have to.
It's
one day at a time.
It's one day at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, last couple questions for you is. What's next for you? What's happening in the near future? Is there anything coming up that you want to promote? I mean, like I said, this is going to be a few weeks before this comes out, but anything you want to promote, tell us about what's next for Jamme.
Well, having 3 children, it's like their lives are always first and then my life. So I'm real focused right now on my daughter's. She's a sophomore at Hamilton High School, and she's big on basketball. She's a really good basketball player. She just got invited to Cal State's showcase tournament in September.
Amazing.
Yeah, so she's getting invited
So she's
to all.
like good.
She's good. Yeah. She's getting invited to all these tournaments. So just investing in her financially, it's so expensive here.
Oh, I bet.
I
Oh
just
my gosh.
told her, I'm like, I pay more for you in basketball and your braces. Like, and you have no idea. Like, kids just have no idea.
Yeah.
You're like, Mom,
not yet. She will.
I want these shoes.
Right.
Like, I
girl.
just gave you $700, but you didn't get it. But you did get it.
Right.
But yeah, no, like literally, it's just such an investment having a child who is good at anything. Like, and to keep them in it, you got to really like hone in on that too.
Yeah. That's
so
good. That's important.
She's my focus. Getting my boys, they're both like naturally. All my kids are like me. They're all artists. They all can sing.
Good.
I told them I want to jump in a talent show and we're gonna pick a song and I'll sing it together. And
you should.
yeah, I was like, it'd be so cute.
That'd
you
be
guys are
fun.
3 of me, like,
right.
and they're good. I'm like, you guys can sing.
Okay.
So
I want to hear it.
Yeah, just like tapping into them a little bit more.
That's
it's
good.
just, I'm free as it is. So it's just like that'll keep me freer. It'll help me guide them in the way that where I'm going, kind of entrepreneurial way.
Right.
So,
cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any social media that you want to share, like an Instagram or a website, please feel free to do so.
Okay. You can find my artwork at Priceless Privileges. That's on Instagram. And our trees.store with all of our healing essential oils and body sprays. That is on Instagram and Facebook at trees.store.
And it smells good, y'all.
Yeah.
Trees.store.
So the other scent I got you was Polo. It's more of a man. It smells just like Polo.
Ooh.
But we have eucalyptus mint. I have bubble gum.
Ooh. Is that what
I think I put that on today. Yeah, I have bubble gum on. But we have like a lemon sugar, a Hawaiian dank. They all smell amazing.
Okay.
So
can't wait.
I kind of got into scents. You were mentioning how they change your mood. Like orange and lemon scents make you more positive. So I tried to go with scents that enhance
Uplifting
that.
and-
Yeah. Like you rolled it on and immediately were
Right.
like, oh. Yeah.
that
like
mint, that eucalyptus.
Yeah,
like, I love
it just,
it.
like, takes
It's
over your
refreshing.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and then so trees.store, and that's TREEZ.store. And then bartending. Yeah. So we have a team of bartenders for private and corporate events. That's kind of what we stick to. We do a lot of weddings.
This is driving me nuts. I bet that's in your eyes. Sorry.
We do a lot of weddings, birthday parties. I've done memorial parties.
Wow.
I've done, divorce parties. A lot of bachelorette parties here.
Yeah.
A lot of out of towners.
You just did someosomeone's teeth fundraising party here.
I did. That was random. Yeah. We had teeth
She's the
fundraising
best.
parties.
I'm about
She
to
was
interview
awesome.
her soon.
That's awesome. So it's kind of, and I'm all word of mouth with Zen events. So it's, if I meet you at a party and you need a bartender, that's kind of how I do my next party. So
I was going to ask, or could they find you on Thumbtack?
Yeah, you can find me on Thumbtack. I'm one of the top rated bartenders on there. So I'll come up right away when you're looking for a bartender.
Awesome.
It'll say Zen Events by Jamme Alexander. So
cool.
Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram at Zen Events AZ and Facebook at Zen Events AZ. And,
Perfect.
Oh, I didn't even mention the engineering company is Engineering Women AZ, and I have a page on Instagram and
Engineering
Facebook.
Women AZ. Oh my God, that's amazing.
And that's kind of just a space for minority women like myself. And I'm not just saying just minority women, but anybody. Like in my place, I have children. I want to like teach what's going on, like what's to come in the future.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen, but Dubai already has...
Dubai's crazy.
Dubai's crazy. So they already have robots driving the new Tesla trucks and pulling up on the side and policing the areas.
What?
And they will roll... Yeah, I just reposted one that somebody posted in Dubai the other day. The robot pulls up on the side and he rolls the window down and he's in the new Tesla truck.
No way.
And he goes, get off your phone. Tells the driver to get off their phone and pay attention to the road. Like...
Oh my God, I gotta look this up.
Could you imagine?
I'm obsessed. I'm scared, but I'm obsessed.
Scared, but obsessed.
Yeah.
It's like, could you imagine if that pulled up to us here in Arizona? But Arizona has Waymos.
With the Waymo, there ain't no driver.
It's like they're on their way to that.
Yeah, it's happening.
With the Waymos, because where
the
I'm
Waymo's
from,
cool.
They're not doing that.
Yeah, and then I just got a notification because I'm on Waymo, and I'm on there. Like I use it all the time. And I just got a notification that they put me on. I can use it now in Los Angeles because I'm there all the time.
Yeah.
They don't have them in LA yet, but
they're coming.
They're coming, and now I can use it.
That's why I moved here, because I found out when I was in Nebraska. So anything AI will come to usually Cali and Arizona first, because you guys are pro that stuff. Like
okay.
You're pro tech and pro new.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of. I was like, why in Phoenix?
But
okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw Waymo. I saw an article anyway. Could be. They were supposed to they stopped the whole fleet for a while because there was a Waymo that ran into. Waymo just ran into the side of a building.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
I didn't see that.
I know, and I'm like, that's why you asked me if I rode one. I'm like, not yet, but I do. Okay. I'm so intrigued by it, as long as it doesn't run me into a building. Oh my God,
that's scary.
But what's crazy on my side is I know exactly why that happened.
Well, yeah, because I know the tech
what's
of it all.
What's gonna make that happen or not, and it really is just image recognition. They didn't feed it the right image, or if it sees an all white bike, it doesn't see anything. It comes up as clear because you didn't feed it the image of an all white bike yet. So these things, as they're out there, they're collecting images and data while they're driving you of the areas they're driving through.
Yeah.
So if they cross that again, they know, that's a human. That's the light pole.
Oh my God.
It's like data. They're these cars are learning while they're driving out there.
Oh my God, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Well, the only thing I've been doing is besides the Waymo is scootering. Because they have the Lime scooters here.
I haven't done that yet.
It's fun.
I always imagine falling off.
No, I was scared too, but I've become kind of good at it. You just go.
I just gotta try.
It's really fun. You have to try that too.
I'm going to the Janae Aiko concert. It's at the Footprint Center down the street. So I've been trying to figure out where I'm going to park, and I thought about parking over here because you guys are right on the street and taking a scooter. But then I imagined myself in my dress falling out the scooter.
I don't think you'll fall.
Okay.
But maybe give it a try before that night.
I'm pretty balanced.
No, you got it. It's easy.
So,
it's easy. You got it. Okay, y'all. I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Jamme, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
This was so fun. Everybody back at Kenect, thank you so much for having us both. And y'all be sure to check us out, Connect the Dots podcast. Check me out on Instagram at Zach for all of your music needs.
Yes.
And yeah, I think that's it.
Yay.
Oh, and check out at Kenect Phoenix and at Kenect Nashville.
There you go.
All right, that's it. Bye, everybody.